So then, welcome to the German Grand Prix, round 11 on the calendar. And you joined me in qualifying here, on our actual qualifying lap, so you saw there, taking very quickly through turn 1, going down into 5th, down into 4th, all the way down to 2nd in the end of that corner. Going all the way up through the gears now, onto the main straight, or the back straight, whichever way you want to look at it. And keep your foot planted to the ground, braking at the 100-meter board or just before there. As we were on the mediums, we won't have optimal grip. Going through second and third getting a lot of wheel spin at the exit. But then now we're just going right up through the rest of the gears, going down into fourth, down into third for the start of the corner there. It's quite an awkward one there. There you have to be really patient to get on some power. Going down into 6th there, trying to use as much of the track without cutting, which is very difficult there. Now going through the final sector, which I don't particularly like, just because I'm bad. Through there, getting fully sideways, pretty much. But yeah, just ending up the lap doing a 1:12.7, which would be my fastest lap of qualifying. And the rest of the grid are on mediums, apart from one. We're starting down in 6th place. Through that glitched start, of course, so 5 red lights and away we go. Going up to 2nd quite quickly, going up to 3rd, going up to 4th, 5th, 6th. They're going through turn 1. Mayhew gets caught up trying to be a hero. We hit Dijol there, which is really awkward. It's a very awkward moment there because it's 2 going into 1 closing gap because Mayhew was smart and decided to not brake, which is the effective way when you're trying to, race. And we lose a bit of our front wing, which, spoiler alert, we won't change. That will be with us for the entire race. Now we go up on a move on Frico, one of the new boys. Good luck to them as well. And they get a better exit than us. It's quite simple. Got a very Daniel Ricciardo-esque helmet as well, I would say. Partly just because it's pink, but yeah. So there we go really wide, trying to give them enough girth for us to go too wide through there. And yeah, so now going into the stadium section, a lot of understeer through there, which I'd find for the rest of the race. I was still trying to gather how much the car was sliding about on the first few laps compared to, when you have a perfect car. And it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't particularly quick. There was time to be gained. And Frico does the best lap I've ever seen, 16 minutes. The best lap. Now we punt him, which is really bad from us. We just got on the brakes normally where you would, and they just were braking miles early. I mean, mental early, mental chicken oriental, and one of the other new ones have just gone straight on into the stadium section, which is unfortunate for them. I think they said they had a wheel problem, which is believable because they just went straight on, which is very unusual for anything really. At least it seems, at least on the mini map, they went straight on. But now we're going for a slight look on Frico, just to try and freak him out to brake a bit later, or ruin his line for there, but it doesn't affect him at all there. Now going on to lap 4, back on the same straight, going up through the gears with low ERS though, so we can't really push too hard on that. Braking a bit later than he is, locking up horrendously, and he just gets a perfect launch after that. He just gets brilliant bit of grip, does a brilliant switchback move, fair play to him, all power to him. So now we're keeping on him, going over the curb, now skipping on though to lap 8. That's how long it took to get some proper action. He messes up turn 1, trying to be a hero, trying to push very hard, because that is where you're getting a lot of lap time. But there is, you do have to sort of think about, there is the rest of a lap to be had. So now we're going up on the inside of him there, or technically on the outside, but it's but now we're defending the middle of the track, just to try and keep him from doing an overtake there. He tries to get us on the exit, but we don't let him have it. We don't let him have it. But now we go into lap 9, only a lap later now. We don't have the DRS, he does. He's just going to fly straight past us here. I mean, we are just a sitting duck compared to him. I think we were running quite a bit of downforce compared to some people, but obviously not to Frico because he did get us quite late in the straight. Now we're going up through the gears into 7th, trying to keep it around the outside, and now we're going up on the outside again on the other corner. Now going down as a 3rd, trying to grip up as much as possible just to keep in the fight. But he just slips away from us there on the exit, which is annoying, but what can you do? We were stuck behind him. Now going on to the back straight, we see him make a massive error there, getting on the throttle a bit too early, being a bit too keen, and that just allows us to just go for it, gun it down the straight, absolutely fly past him, which is always what you want. Braking at the 100-meter wall again, just you don't really want to push too hard. You could probably brake a bit later than that, but you know. But now we're going into the box, actually getting a good stop for once, well, decent enough, and getting the release perfect. And you see Schlumpf has just joined again, he disconnected, and that will come into effect in a few laps. But now we've got Virtually Dark out in front of us, which is quite good for us because we were nowhere near him. He was miles off in the distance, and now we've, you know, brought him in, and using an undercut, which is always a nice thing to do. Now going into the braking zone, not really being too aggressive because you don't want to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, and we do the move, getting a perfect launch from the exit over him, and just, you know, quite. And we're both in tune with what we're going to do. Now we skip on to lap 20, where he gets a move going, braking into the hairpin. Sorry, don't know his name. Probably got one. But he does that very nicely, very clean. Beautiful move, I'd say. Beautiful. Now we skip only a lap later to where we're going to try the move. So we're trying it on here, and it just goes well for us. He tries to outbrake us there, but we just get the better exit, and we can decide the line from there. So now we've got Schlumpf straight ahead of us, and well, we're gonna wait a bit into the DRS zone, so we also get the DRS, because we could have broke past him a bit, but you know, you gotta wait, take your chance, be a bit patient, and gain everything from it. So now we are just, he couldn't catch us. He caused us a bit, but that's what happens when you get into a hairpin. So that was quite nice. I appreciate the AI there. And now we've got him attacking us back on lap 26, getting nearer to the end of the Grand Prix here, and he's going for a bit, you know. I think he had a 3-second time penalty at this point. You could say that was a bit not nice, but it was totally fine in the context we were racing at. It's very well placed from him. We outbrake ourselves a bit there, compared to him, and he loses it there. We had an awkward moment, but he caught that so well. I mean, fair play to him. I don't know how he got that back on the road. I mean, Williams technology, am I right? But now we're skipping on to lap 27, onto the back straight. Schlumpf behind us, and he's just missiled by us. Like, he must be running low downforce, so I have just loads of ERS left, which is good for him. Good for him. Yeah, so we're gonna try and see whether we can get him back into this little awkward hairpin corner bit, which is not the nicest corner in the world, but no. So now we go on to lap 31. He was obviously quicker than us a lot, and it took him a few laps just to be able to get us out into the DRS zone, and he had a 3-second time penalty, but add a second of gap to him to me, and because he disconnected, that's usually the gap, and we just stayed inside it, by only a few tenths in the end, when you include that takeaway 1 second to him. And this is the actual order: Pezzy, Zanefast, me, Schlumpf, Virtually Dark, Mayphew, Frico, Dijol, who I'm really sorry to. That's who we hit in the first lap. But yeah, so third, not fourth there. And first podium in AOR, which is it's a bit bittersweet because it could have came from us having a better race, but yeah. So again, the order in this isn't correct. Frico was in 7th, but yeah, fair play to Schlumpf there. He took that quite well. Yeah, Schlumpf, if he didn't have that disconnect, he would have been easily probably winning. But yeah, so do the common YouTuber things and like, subscribe, and that's it, because we do not need interaction on here. But thank you, and see you at Hungary.